Hello and welcome back to our online English class. Today we are going to go over the Unit 4 and 5 tests. So let's start with Unit 4. You can look on the screen because, as I mentioned, these are not in your book. So you have to just look on the screen. Okay, so we're going to start with our listening activity. And let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So, as we did last time, listen and answer these questions, circle the correct answer, and practice answering them in a complete sentence. Now, of course, you probably won't have time to do that while the audio is playing, but later I'm going to ask you to answer these in a complete sentence. So you can just practice verbally, or in your mind. I mean, you can practice in your mind, and then when we go over the questions, hopefully it'll be pretty easy because we're repeating this for every unit test. So you should be pretty familiar with it now. And then, of course, also put a check under the correct name for each of these descriptions. Okay, let's listen to the audio.
Unit 4 Test. Section A. Listening.
Sheila, is that you?
Joy! Hi!
Wow, I haven't seen you for such a long time.
Yes, it has been a long time. How have you been?
I've been busy, as usual. But you look great.
Well, thanks. I've started a new diet recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, I used to eat unhealthy food all the time. But now I eat more fish and vegetables. No more hamburgers and fries.
Well, Sheila, you look great.
And I exercise a lot more, too. Lately, I've been working out about 3 days a week.
Really? I haven't exercised for a long time. I should follow my doctor's advice to get more exercise and change my diet.
Joy, I have an idea. Have you eaten lunch yet? Can you have lunch with me right now? We can talk about healthy diets and good exercise.
Oh, thanks, but I've already eaten. How about tomorrow?
Okay, let's meet tomorrow for lunch.
Great.
Okay, let's listen to it one more time.
Unit 4 Test. Section A. Listening.
Sheila, is that you?
Joy! Hi!
Wow, I haven't seen you for such a long time.
Yes, it has been a long time. How have you been?
I've been busy, as usual. But you look great.
Well, thanks. I've started a new diet recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You know, I used to eat unhealthy food all the time. But now I eat more fish and vegetables. No more hamburgers and fries.
Well, Sheila, you look great.
And I exercise a lot more, too. Lately, I've been working out about 3 days a week.
Really? I haven't exercised for a long time. I should follow my doctor's advice to get more exercise and change my diet.
Joy, I have an idea. Have you eaten lunch yet? Can you have lunch with me right now? We can talk about healthy diets and good exercise.
Oh, thanks, but I've already eaten. How about tomorrow?
Okay, let's meet tomorrow for lunch.
Great.
Okay, so let's close that and take a look at the questions. Okay, so as I mentioned, when I read the questions, I want you to answer in a complete sentence. Okay, so number 1, what is their relationship? Okay, what is their relationship? And as you can see here, Sheila and Joy are talking. So what is their relationship? Okay, so we can say they are friends. They are friends. Okay, and number 2, when did they last see each other? Okay, now this was a little tricky because the question is in past tense. When did they last see each other. So if we make a sentence, we have to use past tense. We can say, they saw each other. But if you look carefully here, the answer is actually see. But we can't say they saw each other a long time. You have to say a long time ago. Or we can change this into a present perfect form. So we can say, actually the question is still okay, because sometimes, or usually the person who asks the question doesn't know how long it has been. So they might ask in past tense, but you can answer in present perfect tense. Or if you want, you can say, how long has it been since they last saw each other? How long has it been since they last saw each other? So in that case, that's present perfect tense, so it's a little easier to answer. You can say, it has been a long time. It has been a long time. Or, it has been a long time since they last saw each other. Okay, number 3, where are they? Okay, and the answer is they are in a public place. Letter B. They are in a public place. Okay, and then now let's talk about these descriptions. So let me ask, who is the first speaker? Who is the first speaker? Okay, and if you remember, Joy said, Sheila, is that you? Which means Joy is the first one who spoke. Okay, so Joy is the first speaker. And then, who has been busy? Who has been busy? Okay, and so after they exchanged a few greetings and sentences, we know that Joy is also the one who has been busy. Joy has been busy. Okay, and then number 3, who has started a new diet? Who has started a new diet? And we know that Sheila, because Joy expressed that Sheila looks great. Okay, Sheila looks great. So, so again, Sheila has started a new diet. And then number 4, who used to eat unhealthy food? Who used to eat unhealthy food? Okay, and that is also Sheila. Okay, so she used to eat unhealthy food, but now she doesn't. Okay, let me ask you, what does she eat now? What does she eat now? Yeah, so she eats fish and vegetables. She eats fish and vegetables. What did she used to eat? What did she used to eat? Okay, yeah, she used to eat hamburgers and fries. She used to eat hamburgers and fries. Okay, but now she doesn't. And then number 5, who hasn't exercised recently? Who hasn't exercised recently? And that is Joy. As she mentioned, she has been busy, so she hasn't exercised. And then let me ask about Sheila. How often does she exercise? How often does she exercise? Now, I think she used a different phrase instead of exercise. She used work out. And as you know, that's the same meaning as exercise. Okay, so how often does Sheila work out? Okay, so you can say she works out 3 times a week. She works out 3 times a week. Okay, number 6, who needs to change her diet? Okay, and that's Joy. She needs to change her diet. Okay, that's why Sheila and Joy were talking about meeting together to discuss healthy habits. Okay, and then number 7, who hasn't eaten yet? Okay, think about it. Who hasn't eaten yet? Okay, so we know that Sheila hasn't eaten yet because she was the one to invite Joy for lunch. Okay, but Joy said that she has already eaten. So let me ask, when are they going to meet? When are they going to meet? they are going to meet tomorrow for lunch. Okay, so since Joy has already eaten, Sheila and Joy are going to meet tomorrow for lunch to talk about health. Okay, so now we are going to look at our grammar activity. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah. So we'll start with exercise B. Complete the sentences. Use the present perfect tense. Okay, so again, just for review, we have to use have plus PP. I'm just going to write, oh, whoops, wrong font. Hold on just a second. Okay, so sorry about that. Let's do this again. Have plus PP. As you know, this is past participle. So we are going to use this form, or we need to use this form to do, or to make present perfect sentences. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and continue when you're finished. Okay, so number 1, the doctor, and since doctor is third person singular, we have to use has, and then checked is the participle form of check. So the doctor has checked my blood pressure recently. And then number 2, Elisa and Brianna haven't gone to the gym lately. So this is third person plural, so we have to use have, but this is negative, so haven't. Okay, Elisa and Brianna haven't gone to the gym lately. Number 3, we have given up salt, fat, and sugar recently. Okay, we have given up salt, fat, and sugar recently. Number 4, Ahmet has been really tired lately. So Ahmed is third person singular, so we use has, and then been is the participle of be. Okay, and then number 5, I haven't slept recently. Okay, so again, I is first person, so we use have, but then we make it negative, so haven't, and then slept is the participle of sleep. Okay. Now let's go ahead and look at exercise C, which is also grammar. So complete the sentences. Use used to or used to. So if you remember from this unit, we talked about using used to in questions or when we use the negative. So questions or negative. Okay, and then we use used to for everything else, which is basically statements, okay, or affirmative statements. So go ahead and pause the video and complete these sentences. Okay, number 1. Since this is a question, we have to use used to. Did you used to skip breakfast? Okay, and then number 2, she, okay, this is just a regular statement, so we use used to. She used to stay up late, but now she goes to bed early. Okay, and then number 3, this is also a regular statement, so I used to drive to work, but now I walk. Number 4, this is a question, so we can say, did he used to eat fatty foods? Okay, and number 5, he used to go straight home, but now he goes to the gym. Okay, so I noticed that there are no negative forms, so let's just make one for an example. So we might say, actually, let's just make another sentence similar to number 5. We could say, he didn't used to go to the gym, but now he does. Okay, so as you can see here, didn't used to, this is not a question, but we use used to because this is negative. Okay, he didn't used to go to the gym, but now he does. Okay, so let's look at the reading, the story. So just like before, read the passage and then circle yes or no, depending on if the sentences are true or false. And if they are false, then I want you to change the information to make it true. Okay, so let's zoom out more. Okay, so go ahead and pause the video and continue when you're finished. Okay, so let's look at the passage. Joseph's healthy change. Recently, I have decided to follow my doctor's advice about eating and exercising. Before, I used to just work, eat, and sleep. I didn't exercise enough, and I was always tired. Lately, I have made healthy changes. I used to drive to work, but now I walk to work or ride my bike. At work, I used to take the elevator. Lately, I have started taking the stairs. I've joined a gym too. Now I have so much more energy than I used to have. Because of my high blood pressure, I have also had to change my diet. I used to eat too much fat, salt, and sugar. My doctor explained that my diet made me unhealthy. So now I eat more fish, vegetables, and fruits. Also, I used to skip breakfast, but I have started eating 3 meals a day. I never knew that eating 3 meals is healthier than eating just 1 meal. In 2 months, I have lost weight, about 10 pounds. At first, all these changes were really difficult, but I changed because my health is important. Next time I go to my doctor, he will be very happy. Since I have taken his advice, my blood pressure is lower. Now I don't need pills or medication. Okay, so let's take a look at number 1. Joseph used to walk or ride his bike to work. Okay, and this is no. Okay, we can say Joseph didn't use to walk or ride his bike to work. Or we can say Joseph used to drive to work. Okay, number 2. He didn't use to take the elevator, but now he does. And this is also not true. We can say he used to take the elevator, but now he doesn't. Okay, or you can say he used to take the elevator, but now he takes the stairs. Okay, but now he takes the stairs. And then number 3, Joseph eats breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And this is true. This is yes. Okay, and you can find that information here. I have started eating 3 meals a day. Number 4, he's lost, which means he has lost 10 pounds in the last 10 months. This is not true. This is no. He's lost 10 pounds in the last 2 months, right here, in 2 months. Okay, in the last 2 months. And then finally, number 5, he used to need medication. This is true. This is yes. Okay, because here he says, now I don't need pills or medication. That means he used to need medication. Okay, now let's take a look at writing. Write a paragraph about habits that you have changed. Write about your habits before and now. Use used to, but now, and lately in your paragraph. Okay, so for example, if we look at Joseph's story, we can see that he used to drive to work, but now he walks to work or rides his bike. And you can see words like lately or recently. Okay, so you can use this as a model paragraph, but of course you don't have to write this much. You can just write a simple 1 paragraph, okay, about habits that you have changed. So also try to practice writing in present perfect form. Okay, or at least include sentences that are in present perfect tense. Okay, so I will see you for part 2.